Hello, and welcome to SIA's first ever virtual carol concert. 2020 has been a very challenging year for spinal cord injured people. The pandemic has led people to be separated from friends and family for months on end in care homes and hospitals across the country. Meanwhile, many people have been unable to access vital specialist rehabilitation services during this time. Others are living in fear of the impact that Brexit will have upon them and their ability to hire a care team that enables them to live fulfilled, independent lives. And of course, the toll on everybody's mental well-being this year has been very heavy, particularly those who continue to shield and are becoming more and more isolated. There's never been more need for SIA's services, connecting spinal cord injured people to those that have been there before through peer support and peer-led counselling, providing high-quality information, advice and advocacy, particularly expert clinical advice through our nurse specialist team. And of course, SIA's most important role is to link spinal cord injured people to a network of organisations and partners in their local area and nationally who can support spinal cord injured people at every step of their journey. Thank you for supporting SIA this year, and all the best for 2021. I hope you enjoy the concert.
Ding dong, merrily high, and the bells are ringing. Ding dong, merrily skies, ring with angels singing. Oh, 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 glory of Hosanna in excelsis. Oh,
Once upon a time, of all the good days in the year, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house. It was cold, bleak, biting weather, foggy withal, and he could hear the people in the court outside go wheezing up and down, beating their hands upon their breasts, and stamping their feet on the pavement stones to warm them. The city clocks had only just gone 3, but it was quite dark already. It had not been light all day, and candles were flaring in the windows of the neighbouring offices, like ruddy smears upon the palpable brown air. The fog came pouring in at every chink and keyhole, and was so dense without that although the court was of the narrowest, the houses opposite were mere phantoms. To see the dingy cloud come drooping down, obscuring everything, one might have thought that nature lived hard by and was brewing on a large scale. The door of Scrooge's counting house was open, that he might keep his eye upon his clerk, who in a dismal little cell beyond, a sort of tank, was copying letters. Scrooge had a very small fire, but the clerk's fire was so very much smaller that it looked like one coal. But he couldn't replenish it, for Scrooge kept the coal box in his own room, and so surely as the clerk came in with the shovel, the master predicted that it would be necessary for them to part. Wherefore the clerk put on his white comforter and tried to warm himself at the candle, in which effort, not being a man of strong imagination, he failed. "A Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save you!" cried a cheerful voice. It was the voice of Scrooge's nephew, who came upon him so quickly that this was the first intimation he had of his approach. "Bah!" said Scrooge. "Humbug!" Well, we know, of course, that Scrooge's Christmas became somewhat happier, and I hope that after this eventful year, you will all have a happy Christmas too. Thanks for listening.
Glory is coming,
Hi there, this is Tony Hadley here, and it's getting very close to Christmas. Everyone's getting very excited, and I'm delighted to have been asked by the Spinal Injuries Association to read a poem in aid of their fundraising this Christmas. Much needed funds in, of course, very, very difficult times. So I'm delighted to be able to read this. It's a beautiful poem, and it's called The Spirit of Christmas. I have a list of people I know, all written in a book. And every year at Christmas time, I go and take a look. And that is when I realise that those names are a part, not of the book they're written in, but of my very heart. For each name stands for someone who has crossed my path sometime, and in that meeting they've become a treasured friend of mine. And once you've met some people the years cannot erase, the memory of a pleasant word or a friendly face. So when I send a Christmas card that is addressed to you, it's because you're on that list of folk I'm indebted to. And you are one of many folk who in times past I've met and happen to be one of those I don't want to forget. And whether I've known you for many years or few, in some ways you have a part in shaping things I do. This, the spirit of Christmas that forever and ever endures. May it leave its richest blessings in the heart of you and yours. Happy Christmas. Have a great one. Raise lots of money. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Jingle bells,
Hello, I'm Greg Davis. This is his assistant, Alex. This is From a Treetop by Kathy Carter. I've been in a box for almost a year. Then suddenly, daylight, a movement, a stir. Unwrapped from tissue, dusted and kissed, my wings are unfurled, my satin untwist, and carried like gold to the top of a tree, the height of it secretly scary to me. I wobble and sway, I tip, almost fall, but gentle hands catch me and stand me up tall. From high up above I can see down below, the ornaments twinkle, the fairy lights glow, and children wide-eyed as they clap and they dance. Excitement is building, for tonight, just perchance across the night sky, speeding straight, rounding bends, a sleigh full of gifts, pulled by strong antlered friends. A ruddy-faced man with a long, flowing beard is riding so high over rooftops well cleared. I watch as the children lay sacks to be filled. They laugh and they giggle, excited and thrilled, leaving carrots for Rudolph with his nose oh so red. They rush up the stairs, so eager for bed. And so, as snow falls and night gathers round, in the peace of the house there is barely a sound. The cat from his chair gazes up at the tree. His eyes sharply glint as he stares up at me. He thinks about climbing the branches so steep, then he stretches and yawns and falls back to sleep. Then midnight is struck by the clock in the hall, and if I'm not mistaken, I hear a footfall on the rooftop above, then a slip and a slide, a crash in the grate. Yes! Santa's arrived! He dusts off the soot, stamps his large frozen feet, and cheek of it all, Rudolph's carrots did eat. With a quiet ho ho, he bends to his sack and searches for presents labelled Lucy and Jack. And into their sacks he packs boxes in tight, then off up the chimney disappears in the night. I watch as he twitches the long leather reins. The sleigh then speeds off over the fields and long lanes, and the crash and the jangle of reindeer bells disappear in the night over the forests and dells. And the cat from his chair, he opens one eye and lazily watches the frosty night sky. He stretches and scratches and curls in a ball, whilst silently, gently, snowflakes tumble and fall. The house is so still. Just the tick of the clock, the light from the moon gives a glint to my frock, and the bells of the church fall silent and still, as icicles form on the cold window-sill. So now I must wait through the hours of peace till the house stirs again and voices increase. Meanwhile, I will sleep on my treetop so high and wait for the children to burst in and cry, "He's been! Yes, he's been! Our presents are here! Oh, Merry Christmas!" they shout, "and a Happy New Year!"
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your queen. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us something good. Now bring us something good. Now bring us something good. Bring us something good. Bring some out here. Good tidings we bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. For we all like piggy pudding. We all like piggy pudding. For we all like piggy pudding. So bring some out. Good tidings we bring to your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we won't go, we won't go, we won't go, we won't go, and we won't go till we've got some. So bring some here. Good tidings we bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry
Thank you to everyone who's given their time to make this concert a success. All songs were recorded by MUSICA Charity Choir MK. Thank you to our celebrity guest speakers and special friends of SIA, Gerard McDermott, Tony Hadley and Alex Horne. Thank you to Nathan Biggs of MBE for the audio-visual production work. And of course, thank you to you for all of the money that you've given to the Big Give Challenge and our online bucket collections. The money that you've given will help us support spinal cord injured people across the country this Christmas. And finally, Happy Christmas, everybody.